Hello everyone, it's Christina. Welcome back. It has been a hot minute, but that's okay. I'm gonna figure it out eventually. Alright, so what I wanted to talk about in this video is kind of what I've been using for my planner for 2023. And just kind of some thoughts behind why it's working for me. Okay, obviously I'm not you, you do you. But I think that these videos are helpful to kind of listen to how people think through the processes of things. So here we go. In front of you, you see an A5 Moterm folio planner, or cover, I should say. Okay, so right here, I'm not going to show you the front of it, even though the front looks just like this, like the back. These inserts I got on Amazon in bulk, and they were reasonably priced, kind of even maybe you would say cheaper side, especially compared to a lot of the prices for things right now. And you could circle like the days or like fill it in, and then the weather, memo number, and the date is what it has. And they're lined. They're this thick. Okay, I don't know exactly how many pages there are in this book, but they're pretty thin. So I don't want to show you the front because I'm using it as my journal for the month that we're in, right? So February right now. And so what I do is I just tip it in right here. I tuck it in this pocket with the front of my Hobonichi Avec. So I just slip it in right here, and it's super thin. And so let me just go ahead and do that view for you. 1 second. Let me get my pen in there too. Okay, so I mean, look how slim this is. I mean, it's really compact. I have month, school, today, and reference right there on the bottom. Usually I tuck this back out of the way. So we're going to take this journal out so that I don't accidentally show my pages and have a crap ton of editing to do. So right here, I'm using my scrapbook paper that's decorate, one-sided, so I can just write on the backs of them. I kind of use those for tip-ins or almost like a sticky note kind of as well. I mean, I just kind of grab them if I need like a bigger space to kind of write something. I could toss them or keep them. It doesn't really bother me either way. Some page flags. I have some index card sized Post-its. These are sticky. I do have the big ones as well for those. Avery labels. Avery labels. You can buy the box if you want to and cut them down, or you can just do the little packages like they have at Walmart. I use those to cover up bigger mistakes, like, oh, I don't want to use this page anymore for that, so I just kind of cover it, or if I make a mistake. These are some old tabs that I was using in my planner before, and so I just kind of stuck them in here, thinking that I might put them throughout this book for whatever labels are on there. And this is a hotel room key where I stayed. So my monthly is looking pretty good. I mean, February is not as filled in as January was. I want to get this way more full. I'm pretty happy with this compared to a lot of other months that I've done. But yeah, I want to do way more with that. And then my weeklies I am using for homeschool planning, which I do have a homeschool channel here on YouTube. It is going to be shown on your screen and also linked in the description box below. So the school tab marks the current week, which will obviously change because it needs to be right here. And then the daily pages, see, I'm still on Saturday. So if I don't do these things, like, see how I just like stopped, then that's where my brain kind of stops. If I don't plan and fill in my boxes like this and use my ideal week, then I have pages that look like this. See, how it doesn't have my stuff on there, my ideal week stuff, and it's crazy. And then the reference section just starts those handful of pages that we have back here, just those few gridded pages that you can, you know, use however you see fit. Most of the time that is reference stuff. It's stuff that you're going to write down that, you know, you want it to stay in your book, you know, so it's usually like a reference type thing. So back here, I just have some other things that I've already written on that I want to process. So I just kind of stuck those back there in my pocket right here. I do have my ideal week. The girls' ideal week, I think, is in here as well. Yeah, for the girls as well. So my daughters and mine. And then I'm using just a monthly printout calendar for meal planning. So I can kind of see the week like this. And I'm getting back into it. And so I didn't really want to write it on my monthly pages in here yet. So it's kind of what I did. And then I have our Bible study calendar for church in there, that I'm in a women's group at church. And so I kind of needed that to do my weekly planning. So that is a quick overview of how I use my planner. And this is just my everyday planner, my everyday carry. Okay, so this one is an A5 Moterm, and it's a croc cover in gray. And I like this one okay. I prefer this because it just is all cushiony and stuff. But I do like this one. Okay, so in here I have a 365 A5 Stylogy. And this one is for my book notes. So what I've been trying to do is work from the front and the back. So I don't know what that book even is that I'm doing this for. But as you can see, I've done from the front, you know, I have stuff going from the back to the front. So it just kind of meets in the middle. Will eventually be what happens, hopefully. But I read 99.9% nonfiction, things that I want to learn about. If there's people in my life going through something, or if I'm going through something, I like to read about it and learn. It's to have those things where I can create task lists. I can set goals based on the things that I'm learning, things like that. So I have a lot of work to do in this book. I was just looking in that cover, in that pocket. I have a lot of work to do in this book. There are tons of stuff on my Kindle that I've read and finished reading that I need to take notes down because I want to return those books to Kindle Unlimited. So, yeah, I need to get that moving. The next one is this one, which is also an A5, and this is from Chic Sparrow. And it is an Avalon Express Cascade. That is not true. This is I ordered 2 that day. This is a Harry Callahan Cascade. That's what this one is. Okay, and I keep my thing in there so that I remember which one this is. And this one I'm using as basically like my business planner. So I have my 24 plan in here, and I also have the Alaskan Schoolhouse stuff in here. So I just used my label maker and made just really quick labels because I didn't have the time to like decorate and set this up all the way I want to, because when you look at this, you're going to see that this is not very inspiring, right? This is not something that I'm reaching for very often right now because it's not finished. It's not set up in a way that makes me want to use it. Even though I want to do stuff for my 24 plan and the Alaskan Schoolhouse channels, I'm not inspired to come and get this book, okay? To come and get this planner. So the videos, it's me taking notes as I am editing. This is me writing down the numbers as they assign them on my phone so I know what goes with what video, what different segments I've filmed for them, and then things I want to link to, things I mentioned that I need to put in my description box, things like that. So that's what this is. And again, I'm using those same bulk inserts that I purchased. So there's the Alaskan Schoolhouse one. And these, I think I also purchased bulk, the website. So I need to be using that space, obviously, because I am paying for it. So I want to get way more things on my website. So this is, these ones are grid. So I have one for each one of them. This one I think is an insert from Paper Penguin Co. I thought, but maybe it's not. It's like a lot softer paper, so I thought it was from her. This one, I put a lot of reference information for logins, for hex codes for colors, and font names and sizes that I typically use. What things are called, how I save things, how I organize things that I go and refer back to. So it's like a reference book for the website and for YouTube and social media. And I have a book like this already started, so I want to move all of that stuff into here and then continue adding to it. This cover is very soft. It does show marks, as you can see. It's very soft, like to hold in your hands and stuff. It's not super floppy. I mean, it is floppy, but it's not super, super floppy. I do have another one, from her that's an A5 that's a little bit more stiff. And for that one, I use, for my, Bible study, stuff. I don't know how to explain it. And maybe I'll go and pull that too and add that to this video. This is a Moleskine expanded hardcover. And in here, I'm just going to do a super quick flip like this. I just have like various notes. And a lot of it is scribbles. Let's see, I have a lot of pages there available. A lot of it is scribbles, but a lot of it is from like watching YouTube and taking notes on videos, or thinking like I did just there, or, you know, like copying down something that they were talking about, books I wanted to look up. Like, it's just like I don't even know, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a place to just write down notes, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I want to keep using this because I don't really have, most of the time, if I use my planner correctly, I don't have a lot of space even on my daily pages to put that information. So, and I'm usually watching videos here on YouTube. So this is what I'm using for that, just to have like some extra note space, just random stuff. So I can just tab this up and write whatever I want. Okay, and so I went ahead and grabbed my A5 from Chic Sparrow. Let me pull out what it is here. Austen Cascade Darcy is what this one is. So it's more stiff than the other one. But in here I have our smaller schedule for the Bible study I'm doing with the women at church. I did put another one of these inserts in here just to have a space again to just jot things down. As you can see, I haven't needed that. But if somebody says, hey, would you pray for me for this? Or here's my, you know, look up, here's this website or whatever. I just have a quick place to scribble it down if I need to. Our church does devotionals that are 3 months at a time. And so they just so happen to be A5. How convenient. That's why this size is so good, you guys, because a lot of people, I mean, it's like a piece of paper folded in half and it fits in here. Like, this is a 365 Stalogy, and I started watercoloring in it. And so as you can see how much it bulks up from that, you can tell obviously those watercolor pages. So I've been watching Nikki Drake on YouTube, and watching her do her studies and using Bible Hub as a resource. And so I'm trying to get into that a little bit more, and like cross-reference verses and things like that, like actually digging in a little bit deeper when I do my Bible studies. And so that's why I decided to do the notebook as well, because sometimes there's things that are topical and things like that, but I do write in my Bible. I have a journaling Bible with the lines and the margins. But it's nice for other things to have that notebook space if you needed it. So that's why I started this one. And like I said, I keep just a notebook in here for paper, and then my devotional too. So it's super handy. And I mean, there's another string to use, and I mean, but this thing's gonna bulk up the more watercoloring I do in it. But that is what I am currently using for all things, for book notes, for planning, for my 24 plan and Alaskan Schoolhouse, for Bible, and just notes in general for like watching YouTube and things like that. So that's what I'm currently using for 2023. And I just wanted to share those things with you. If you have any questions or any video requests, would you please leave those down below in the comments for me. Always check the description box for more information, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.